welcome to my channel. My name is Nangamso, and today I want to take you through my pregnancy story, and I hope you will enjoy it and learn one or two things and get to laugh a little. And yeah, so back to second year in varsity, 21 years old. My friend had just got married, no, not married, but engaged to be married in the same year. So she got engaged around March, April, and was going to get married around September, somewhere there. I can't remember the month exactly because, hey, I was going through a lot. I was going through life there. So, yeah, dates didn't matter that much. So, we had just opened for the second semester at school, right? University. And it's July, you understand? I met this guy. Started talking with him, and we exchanged numbers. Eventually, started dating. And then one thing led to another. I fell pregnant. And yeah, when I fell pregnant, that's the part I really want to tell you about because that's where drama began. Like that way, that's exactly where drama began. Okay, so how I suspected that I'm pregnant. I first missed my period, and it was the second time missing my period. Yes, it was my second time missing my period. I ignored the first time because cycle changes, and I would miss my periods in the past, and I wouldn't mind because I wouldn't have done anything. You understand? And like it wouldn't bother me even once. Don't remember in the past going to buy a pregnancy test because I missed my period. Because, like, listen. So this time I knew that I had done something, but I'm not thinking that it could lead to pregnancy. Like the whole pregnancy, guys. No. I delayed. I let the first period to pass. The second one, I was like, no, something is fishy here. I went to buy the pregnancy test. Early in the morning, I used it and it came back. First time using pregnancy test. Obviously, I had to read at the back what it's saying, and then I saw that it gave me the positive and negative sign, and also said that it is not 100% accurate. I was like, okay. Checked a few minutes later, and it was 2 lines, which means positive. I couldn't believe it. I was so shocked. I was really shocked. I was like, and I was not just shocked, like, no, I cried, guys. I cried. I couldn't believe why would I be pregnant. I couldn't believe how would I be pregnant. How, I had that question, why, how, and those questions were directed straight to God. God, why, how, like all that. And I was crying. I then sent my baby daddy a call back because I didn't have an SMS or a call. So I sent him a call back saying, please call, I'm pregnant. He got the picture, he got the message, sent a long message and response. He responded with a long message, comforting me and assuring me that he's going to be there, and all that. Okay, fine. I came down a bit. But, oh, guys, I still didn't believe it. I was like, no. Anyway, the pregnancy test doesn't trust itself. Why must I trust it? The following day, I went to the clinic test, again by the nurse this time. And then the results came back positive again. Told me, you're pregnant. I'm like, oh my goodness. Okay, I couldn't cry again in front of the nurse, but I knew that I was going to cry because, hey, I still don't believe what's happening. And then I got home. I cried again. And I called my friend. Yeah, my friend, the other friend, not the engaged one. The other friend of mine, and told her this news. I was crying. I don't know whether I cried after the call or no. I remember she comforted me and she was like, no, I don't trust you. I'm going to come over there and you're going to test while I'm there. And I was like, great, because inside I'm like, I don't trust myself either. This can't be happening, This can't be happening. So my friend came. I'm so sorry, guys. Yeah, okay. So when she comes, I tested again. And the pregnancy test didn't change. It still gave me the same result. You are pregnant, Nangamso. Now I had to accept that. Like on the third one, I was like, no, there's no way it can lie 3 times to me. At least it can lie one time. And then the second time tell me the truth, so it can't. So definitely I'm pregnant. Now I needed to face the reality and and plan as to how am I going to deal with it, I remember I was telling her my plans. My first my first option was to go to Limpopo or Free State to further my studies. I didn't have the guts to face people. During that time I was like, what? I'm going to face people that never saw me with a boyfriend, people that always see me going to church each and every day. How am I going to face those people? I mean, what about people at church? I'm active at church, I am this active member, So now when I come with a big belly, what are they going to say? No, I can't face them, I feared judgment, and I didn't want to disappoint, or rather to see the disappointed faces in people. So I was like, yeah, guys, I'm going to further my studies at Limpopo or Free State. I then applied at Limpopo. They had opened for applications. I just can't remember for which year, the same year or the following one, but the applications were open. I started applying, and in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, I applied online. The results came and I was rejected. I couldn't deal with that. I really couldn't deal with that. Back then, I couldn't deal with rejection very well. Me and rejection J, we're not getting along. So I was like, okay, fine. If Limpopo rejected me, I don't want to face the same thing called rejection with Free State. No, I'm not applying at Free State. I then went to my option B, or plan B. My plan B was to go to Soweto. Soweto is another area that is very popular in Gauteng, or should I say in South Africa, because hey, there's a lot of history there. It's a very big area, and I was planning to go live there, rent a room, and be able to buy myself food, clothes, cosmetics, and like just go through my whole period of pregnancy there. There's no one who knows me there. Like nobody knows me in that area. So I was like, yeah, that's where I'm going. Yeah. So that plan was it was worked out. And how exactly was I planning to do it? NSFAS was paying for my accommodation, right? I was staying at Res. So I was planning to pay for someone who uses cash to pay for their accommodation and swipe for them, and then them in return give me cash that they were going to pay rent with. Okay. And then with that cash, I would do everything that I was planning to do. My rent was going to be 800 instead of 2,200. And with the balance, I was going to be able to maintain myself, you know. So yeah, that plan as well was like worked out in my head. I was like, yeah, it's going to work. It seemed promising. Did I not struggle to get the person to work with in this scheme of mine? I did. I struggled. I did. I couldn't get a person to work with. Now I was left with one option, to tell my parents, because hey, I was not going to be able to hide forever. My best friend's wedding is coming. It's on the way. They are not expecting me to not to appear. Like, I had to go there, and they had to know sooner or later. So I started with my mom. Who, guys, in telling my mom, I sent an SMS to her, right? Sent her an SMS saying, Mama, I'm pregnant. And then I switched off my phone. I took out the battery and put them separately, just to make sure that even if uh, I did not switch off my phone by mistake, me taking out the battery assures me that the phone is off. She can't respond. I was scared of what she would say. I couldn't imagine the disappointment she would have on me. I mean, I'm this saved girl now who goes to church now, like every day. I doubt she expected me to be even engaged in sexual activities because I'm a Christian. So now coming back, not to say, Mama, I'm dating, I'm saying, Mama, I'm pregnant. What? How do you deal with that? No, I couldn't imagine. So I switched off my phone that whole day because I sent it in the morning. Whole day, my phone was off, and then I only switched it on the following day around 2. Like literally, guys, after I've switched on my phone, I was using Nokia, the Dilili. After it said, how's the tone, Nokia Konje? No, yeah, after it made that sound to say I'm opening, my mother's call got in. Like, I was like, has she been trying to call me, or she just sensed that my phone is just switched on? Like, what's happening? I answered her call, and she asked me how am I. I told her that I'm fine, and she then asked, is he married? I'm like, no, Mom. And she was like, okay, then you're not the first one, and you're not the last one either. I'm like, oh, okay. She was like, yeah. How far are you? I'm like, 2 months at Nangam. So, and I'm thinking, she thought I kept it to myself for 2 months. Kanti, I discovered, I had just discovered that as well. Like, it has not even been a month since I discovered that I'm pregnant, but already I was 2 months because, like, yeah, I don't know, yeah, something like that. So, and then that's how my mom reacted to what's the news. Um, Now I had to tell my dad, and I told myself that I'm not telling him. I don't know when I'm going to tell him because that's another person. I'm not sure how he's going to react. So I had to take a break. I told my mom, okay, minus one problem. Now I have to take a break and prepare myself to tell my dad. August came, August, September. It was my friend's wedding. Haven't told my dad. Went to the wedding. Ooh, the drama again there. Ooh, guys. I was there. My body was there, but my mind was literally far away from that place. As people were enjoying the wedding, I was thinking about my sins, and I was just thinking about the state that I'm in, the condition that I'm in. I was like, oh my goodness, my best friend is getting married. She doesn't have a child, and here I am carrying one. And then second session of her wedding, she came in singing her own song. You know, you'd either dance for a song that somebody is singing, or you sing your own. Yeah, she sang her own, and it was just thanking God for carrying her thus far. You know, like up to that far, and the presence of the Lord just filled the room. You know, and people were crying. I was also crying, guys. I was also crying. But I wasn't crying because the Holy Spirit is just, doing the works. No, I was crying because of my sins. I was crying because of my, my condition, and still asking God, why didn't you keep me? Why did you have to expose me like this? Why? I was still questioning God. I was still kind of I couldn't understand why am I pregnant? Why did you allow me to be pregnant, God? Yeah. The wedding ended. I went back home, and when I got home, I slept. It was a Saturday, Sunday. When I was about to go back to rest, I sent my dad an SMS. Told him the same thing. With my dad, I was a bit dramatic. It was not just one line. I was dramatic. Hi, Dad. I hope you are well. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's wrong with me. You guys, like, there was a lot of things, but it's as if I wasn't understanding why am I pregnant. Ooh, guys. But yeah, in that message, I told him that I'm pregnant. And then he responded almost immediately and told me that, no, there's nothing wrong with me and I'll be fine. He comforted me, Shane. He did. And I was comforted. Now I was free. I was kind of free because the people I was mostly scared of were my parents. More than I was concerned with people. And yeah, yeah. And God, oh God, my goodness. During that period, God was the person I blamed more than being remorseful towards what I did or because of what I did. No, I was less remorseful, but I was just blaming him for allowing me to be pregnant. Oh no. Oh, okay. Yeah. Fast forward the story uh to the following year. Okay. During this whole time, me and my baby daddy are in and off of this relationship because I keep on dumping him and taking him back, dump him, take him back, dump him, take him back. And I remember there was a time just before the year end where I felt that, okay, now it's no longer hormones, it's me. I don't want him. Told him that, listen, find yourself a woman. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm gonna be fine. Okay, I'm gonna be fine. I just want to be single. And then he said, okay. Well, I could see that he doesn't want to do it, but I was insisting that we break up. So we broke up. Following year, 2 months before I gave birth, we got back again. We got back together again. And this time I sat down with myself. I was like, you know what, Nangamso, it doesn't matter how you feel about this guy. In the future, you are not going to break up with him because you need to give your son a perfect family. You need to give your son a perfect family that you never had. You are going to give your son a mom and dad under the same room, loving each other. And he is going to experience that. And he'll know what love is because he'll get it from both of you guys. So the decision I made was, I am doing this for my son, not for myself. It's not going to be a selfish decision anymore. It is a decision I'm making for this one. Okay. And we indeed went on, we were fine. I gave birth in April. That same year we got back together, and it's a baby boy, a Mange. And yeah, it was okay. It was okay. I went back to church. I have been going to church, you guys. I have been going to church. I have been going to church all along. And I never felt judged by Abazalani because I think my focus was not on them at all. My focus was in me getting my relationship with God right more than anything else. And yeah, that's where my focus was. Me being okay with God and doing the right things, you know. So yeah, gave birth in April, continued to go to church. Second week after I gave birth, my baby daddy came. He did come after I gave birth, by the way, to check on on his son. And second, 2 weeks after I gave birth, he comes back again and came to see the child and me. Obviously, I mean we're a couple here, so yeah. We're a happy family. We played happy family then, and then he then told me that, or rather, he told me about the vision he saw of his wife, and I'm like, this wife that you saw was not me, and he was like, no. And my question was then, did God tell you why you impregnated me? And he was like, no. I'm like, oh, okay. And then that's how we broke up with my baby daddy. That's how we broke up. And I thought I was fine. I thought I was fine up until I came back from up until I came back from accompanying him. Came back, I cried, guys. I cried again. This time I felt like betrayed, like really betrayed. How do you, God, show me how do you, God, show my man a vision about another woman? How? Like, you see, that incident made me to question God more than ever. I questioned his love. I questioned his loyalty. I mean, as if God owes me loyalty. I questioned God's, I just questioned God. How do you do? How do you operate, God? Like, I don't understand you. I thought I knew you, but God, Daddy, I don't understand you. How did that happen? You know, I cried, guys. I really, really, really cried. I then blocked my baby daddy and all social. Okay, we were friends in Facebook. Yeah, we were. So I blocked him on Facebook, and I blocked his number. so that he can't call me or SMS me. I was angry, man. I was angry at God. I was angry at him as well for telling me all this, and it was the most difficult period of my life. Like, I felt like that was the most difficult period ever. Like, I was thin, guys. I was losing weight. I was losing weight so much, and I couldn't understand. Like, yo, guys, I would cry. I would cry each and every day. Like, there was no day where I wouldn't cry, asking God, why, God, why? And yeah, up until I realized that actually I'm not being fair. You know, I'm not being fair by asking God why, as if God owed me an explanation, or as if He had to finish what I started. Because when I got into this relationship, I didn't consult Him. Now, why does He need to consult me to tell me that He's not my husband? Didn't owe me that. And I think I expected God to at least give me a hint, to say, Nangam, so listen, man, listen, my child, listen, this guy is not your husband, and he's going to come and tell you, so don't be surprised. I expected God to kind of give me a hint that this is not the one. But that didn't happen. So it felt like a punch in my face, and that knocked me down, you know. And yeah, you can imagine trying to be okay apart from God, because you are angry at God. It was the most difficult thing ever. It was so hard. It was really hard. I remember calling another lady in the middle of the night, asking her, how long do you think it'll take for me to forgive this guy? I'm not asking how long do you think it'll take for me to forgive God, because I thought she'd feel like I'm crazy. How can you be angry at God? Well, I feel now that I was crazy. Like, I was stupid to be. I feel that was the biggest mistake I've ever done, because it prolonged my healing. I mean, when you are broken, when you're hurt, when you feel so much pain, the only person you can run to as a Christian is God. Nobody else would understand, but God would. Now, when you're angry at God, who do you run to? And so I feel that was the biggest mistake I've ever done, that I am not planning to do again. Being angry at God is a stupid thing ever. People, it is the stupid thing ever, because it doesn't make sense. It only makes sense when you're still angry. But once you're out of that anger, it doesn't make sense. Like, why? So, yeah, I eventually let go of God, and in a way that I stopped being angry at Him, and I drew closer to Him, and I seeked healing from Him. I was like, God, please heal this heart because it's broken. Please heal this wound because it's painful. And for some time I thought I was fine. Everything happened, mind you, everything happened around April. And January the following year, I thought I was fine up until I saw him, my baby daddy. And I think I expected him to kind of want me back so that I can reject him. And that to me would bring me, it would give me closure, that at least he realized that he made a mistake. He didn't. He didn't. I went back home. I was angry again. I was angry. I cried, and okay, it's as if I was it's as if it happened again, or it just happened yesterday. I cried like I was so much at pain. I still couldn't believe it. I think I was still resentful towards him. I was still angry at him. And right there and there, I realized that I'm still hurting. I'm still hurting. And yeah, the second time I saw him, I was going to register. No, I wasn't going to register. I was going to consult. No, I don't. I can't remember what I was going to do at varsity, but we hadn't opened yet. So I bumped into him again, and I didn't react. In that a few days back, I cried after seeing him, and him not uh, asking me back in his life. I cried. So this time I'm aware that I'm still hurting. I'm still angry with you. I'm still bitter towards you and all that. But I didn't react. Instead, we spoke people, like normal people, we spoke, and I got to tell him that I want you to, what I expect from you is an apology. I need you to apologize, and I think I'll be able to move on. And he did. He said, I'm sorry. Sorry, no, I'm sorry. And I was like, okay, I forgive you. And for me, that was the beginning of my healing process. I don't know why did I want him to apologize for seeing the vision. Come on, guys, you don't get angry for a person because they saw a vision. I mean, should they lie to you now and say, no, I didn't see a vision? No. I needed to learn in that moment that anything I do outside of God or without God, I'm doing it for, or rather, I'm doing it in vain. And if I get into another relationship without consulting God, there's another possibility that I might experience the pain I experienced. I might hear the same thing I heard. And, like it taught me to first consult God before I start anything, especially with a person. And yeah, I continued with my life, and I healed. I cannot tell you when exactly did I heal, but it was a process. I believe that my healing process began when I heard him saying, I'm sorry. Then I needed to, I think that's when I then analyzed the whole situation, and I then took responsibility on my side that I had a role, I played a role in everything as well, and I needed to forgive myself and stop pointing fingers to everybody. I mean, I pointed finger at God, I pointed a finger at him, and yet the person who needed to take responsibility and accountability in all this was myself. So yeah, I started healing, guys. I started healing. I don't know when did I heal completely, but I know that I did heal completely. And yeah, that was my story of, that was my dramatic stories. And you guys, I hope you learned something. But me, as I'm, I'm, I'm telling the story, I am relearning from my past mistakes that, you know, getting into something that's a lesson that I'm learning. Okay, it's not something I'm telling you guys to do, but I learned from that mistake that it's important, it's imperative to consult God, so that if it doesn't work out, you will feel entitled to the question why God, because you first consulted him and he confirmed that yes, you can. Then you have every right to ask God, but you cannot ask God why God when you started something all by yourself, and expect him to finish it off. You can't do that. And another thing that I got to learn from all that experience was realize, especially when you expect God to cover your sins forever. Because when I felt pregnant and asking God, how can I, why did you, like, it's as if I expected God to cover my sins forever. And when exactly would I learn that I am wrong if I don't want to be exposed in my sins? Like, it's as if I was asking God to hide my sins, cover me, and so that I am comfortable in my sins. And in the right time, I will come to you, God. I'll realize eventually that I'm sinning, and then come to you, which is wrong, guys, which is really, really, really wrong. I mean, when you're struggling with something, go to God and ask God to help you overcome that thing. But don't expect God to cover you or cover your sins for you. And yeah, another thing that I've learned on that point is that nothing is hidden forever. Nothing is hidden forever. Like, whatever you do in secret will come in public. So yeah, those are the things we learn, man, along the way. Those are the things life has taught me. Whatever I do, it's gonna come out one way or the other. Like, there is no secret that stays a secret forever. So yeah, we grow and we get stronger and we become wiser, and yeah, we become better people because life challenges shapes us. So yeah, that is about it on the story. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed, please do so that you will see more videos, and turn on your notification bell. Until I see you next time on my next video. Bye, 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 bye.